What's up, guys? It's Devin. Collection purchase. This is going to be part 2. If you checked out part 1, it was a giant Pokemon collection from a local collector. I ended up spending $30,000 on the entire collection, valued roughly at $40,000. The first part was everything that was graded. There was PSA and Beckett slabs. Now part 2 is going to be all of the raw cards, which this was the biggest portion of the collection as far as value, and also the most unknown portion of the collection also in value. We estimated this to be the majority of the value. I think it ended up being at least half of the value that was the collection was here in the raw cards. But like I said, he ended up throwing in binders that weren't actually accounted for in the collection, and some boxes of cheap hollows, and some jumbo cards. So I'll rummage through everything and show you guys everything. There are so many cards, literally thousands in this part. I will not be saying every single card that's in there. I'm just going to thumb through them so you guys can see everything that's kind of in the collection. This is crazy. It's a mix of English and Japanese. Some of the stuff is organized, some of it is not. A lot of stuff I will be evaluating for grading. That's what the majority of this stuff was kind of accounted for, was some grading plays. But just an absolute crazy amount of cards. Now, some of this stuff is definitely on the lower end, and then some of the stuff is definitely on the higher end. It's kind of mixed and matched. It's basically all the hits that this seller had accumulated from ripping over the years, but definitely a lot of cool stuff. Radiant Eevees, Pikachus. I think there actually are some binders specifically of Pikachu and Charizard. I think those will be later on in the video, but I want to try to showcase as many cards as possible, so I'm not going to really stand and look at too many cards specifically for a long period of time. Just kind of showcase what's in there and move on to the next pile. This is kind of the first time I'm looking at everything myself. Definitely going to take a lot of time to sit here and evaluate for grading, but a lot of stuff that'll be fun to go through over time. Nice Mewtwo promo. Lots of grading opportunities here for sure. But definitely going to be a lot of fun to just sit down and evaluate and see if there's things that are worth grading. If not, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's definitely cheaper, but like I know that Deoxys VMAX is nice. Galarian Moltres, definitely going to be some nice ones hidden throughout here, and just so many hits. VMAXs, Vs, EXs, GXs, Golds, you name it, it's in this collection. I believe it's majority modern. There was a little bit of vintage thrown in, and there's definitely going to be stacks of like better hits, but nice little Magikarp, Leafeon, a couple of the Japanese Magikarp, some of the English, Latias, Eevee, and Snorlax. I mean, these are some of the bangers right here. Jesse and James, Drowsy, Alakazam, a Pikachu with the gray felt hat. Definitely will look at that for potentially grading. I think the majority of the top-loaded cards were the good ones. I'd have to go back. Trio Birds. But there's just... It was organized at one point, and then to get everything... Love that promo. To get everything into the car and home from purchasing the collection, I kind of had to throw things together in boxes just to get them. So they were organized by like, hey, these were all the hits, these were all the Vs, these were all the VMAXs. Not as organized anymore, Cleffa, but that's okay. Something that would be very fun to look through over time. I mean, even right now, I'm not gonna remember everything that's in there after going through it, but Moltres, Dialga V-Star, definitely some sweet cards in here. Alakazam, Leafeon, some gold secret rares, Zapdos. And this is literally just one of the boxes. And when I say it's literally all hits and good cards, that's what it is. I wish there was an easier way to do this too. I think that I don't know of any other way besides just sitting here and scrolling through and showcasing everything. So that's what I'm going to do. The 25th anniversary hits. Got a bunch of those. Squirtles. Alright. We got some stuff here. Charizard. Petrarant. Greninja Gold Star. Some of the stuff is just sleeved because it's on the lower end. Some of the stuff isn't even sleeved. Pikachu and Zekrom GX is pretty cool. But like some of the stuff is pretty cheap. Some of the stuff I'll go through and it'll actually be worth something. Charizard VMAX. The gold was autographed by somebody. I think that was Gary. I can't remember for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's the V's. So Charizard V, VMAX, all the golds. These are just all regular V's, I think. I don't think there was anything too crazy. It's like that's just a whole stack of V's. He had gone through and pulled the majority of stuff that was valuable and put it into like the collector app. But I mean, there's still going to be some of these that maybe they're $1, $2, $3, $4 a piece. But these are literally all V's, Japanese, English. I don't believe there was any other language besides Japanese and English in this collection. Like I don't think there was any Chinese or Indonesian or anything else to my knowledge. I'd have to really go through and dig deep into it, but that's all these. I think this is like even more. It's good. When I'm telling you there's thousands and thousands, this is one box. Ooh, that's kind of random. Those aren't V's, but like I think all of this stuff wasn't accounted for in the total value, and obviously these are going to be able to piece out at 50 cents to $1 a piece for the most part. Like I said, there'll be some that'll be sneaky and maybe there'll be a little bit more, or maybe there'll be some grading plays in here, but I would assume for the most part in like the basic V's and GXs and EXs, there's probably not going to, even like the base VMAXs, I don't think there's going to be really many grading plays with grading what it is and how much is out there as far as quantity and availability, but we'll see. I think we moved into some EXs now, some odds and ends hits, just so much random stuff. And it's been a while since I've looked at some of these sets in depth, so I'm going to have to really take my time and go through and piece it out, because I'm sure there's going to be some that missed the eye test that could be valuable. Ho-Ho EX. I think those were Squirtle and Bulbasaurs from, were they from the 151 poster collection boxes, maybe? I have to go back and look. But Palafin, Bellibolt, I mean, you name it. Everything is in here. VMAXs, Vs, promos, anything and everything that was in the last 5 years of products, I want to say, is probably going to be in this collection, which is just absolutely absurd. How much stuff is here. But this is something that I'll just take my time with. I wish I could get everything done at once, but It's definitely something I want to take my time with and fully take advantage of the grading opportunities with the raw. And there's a bunch of Japanese stuff, especially with sealed, that I got to really go through and learn what it is and the rarity of it. A bunch of stuff that I've never seen before, which is very cool. It's just going to take time to learn. Character rares. I mean, look at this. It's just literally a whole stack. That's all it is. It's crazy. Then you got Japanese versions. The Moltres, Magmar, Deoxys, Zapdos, Miltank. It's absurd, the amount of stuff that's in this collection. This is one of those collections you only get so many opportunities every year to buy collections like this. And like I said, there ended up being an unknown as far as the final value in the collection. But I trusted. Me and the seller had worked with each other in the past multiple times. I actually helped grade a bunch of his collection when I was doing my group subs here in Michigan. I had it opened up with the card shop by the name of Johnny Ford Sports Cards and Memorabilia, and I was running PSA submissions, and I had graded a bunch of his Pokemon for him. So I'd worked with the seller prior and sold him some sealed wax over time as well. So we had got to work with each other for a few years, and I trusted him a lot. So it's pretty easy to make this deal. And like I said, there wasn't an exact full list of everything, but it was one of those that I just trusted that the value was there. I'm just gonna have to figure out what that final value is. I had a good chunk of the value in the slabs, in the sealed wax, and some of the bigger raw singles. I obviously knew what the value was with those, but all of this stuff was not part of the final value. That's a XY Evolutions Ninetales. Some gold secret rares, Vs, EXs. Like I said, the hits in this are endless. And I wish I had more time to really break it down. But I thought this would just be the easiest way. It's just literally, I think it's probably going to be like a 40 to 50 minute video. And it's literally just going to be showcasing hit after hit after hit. Now some of these, like I said, aren't the most expensive hits in the world. I'm sure some of these EXs are probably hovering around the 20 cent, 50 cent to $1 range. So I'm sure a lot of these aren't going to be super expensive, but there's definitely going to be some that are worth $2, $3, $4, $5. I mean, they're definitely going to add up. Like the break cards, I'm sure are going to be something. It's just so cool. The collector who sold me this collection took care of his cards very well too, which was the cool thing. I know that it was basically an accumulation of a collection through ripping packs and storing them properly. It was just, the collection was put together the right way, and it was loved. So you just knew everything was going to be in relatively decent condition and organized. Look at this. There's an entire stack of V-Stars. Just absolutely absurd, the stuff that's in here. Like I said, this is the first box. There's a couple of these binders I think are solely, these would be VMAXs, are going to be solely like, I think there's a Charizard binder and there's a Pikachu binder, which will be very fun to showcase those as well, which I will do shortly after this box. But literally a whole stack of VMAXs, Japanese and English. I kind of like the mix of Japanese and English. I think that'll be fun to kind of experience the the experience with both to see how well the English and Japanese versions sell. Obviously, I know there's a price difference between the two. Typically, the English sells, I think all times, it sells more in English than it does Japanese. I don't know if that is different in any specific case. I know for a period of time, the girl trainers were very popular in the Japanese market. I don't know if that is still the case. I'd have to really dive into that. I haven't looked into that market very much as of recently. Ooh, Pack Fresh Jungle. So I think those are all non-hollows. I'm assuming these are hollows. Let's see. Oh, just a couple. Wigglytuff, Venomoth. But I think they were like very well conditioned. Chances for 8s and 9s, maybe. I doubt there's going to be any chances for 10s. But I mean, even that, those look pretty good for Jungle. I think maybe those were the only, those might have been the only hollows. Everything else was probably base. These are all like promos. I think that's from the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. Can't remember what that one's from. Ooh, some Topps cards. I think there's a good amount of Topps, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. There is. You got die cuts. You got, is that foil? I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at Topps cards specifically. This was, like I said, something that was curated over 5 to 7 years, I think it was. So it's definitely some cool stuff that stacked up over time. And I think the intriguing part is there's just so much that he ripped and stashed that probably was sneaky good in price now that, you know, neither of us were aware of, and we got to go through and check it out. But I know like tag teams like 4 or 5 years ago aren't what they are now and how popular they are, and I want to say there's a few of those. So it's definitely going to be fun to look through everything, and maybe something that was in the stack of like cheap bulk is no longer part of cheap bulk. It might be something that's actually worth a little bit more. Ooh, a stack of Pikachus. And I know these aren't going to be worth a whole lot. I mean, you're talking about base Pikachus. VMAXs might be okay, but these are literally base commons, non-foils. They're not even reverse foils, no hollows, no nothing. But maybe I can put like a Pikachu binder together for shows. Another stack of Pikas. Trainer gallery. Some Vs. English, Japanese. 25th anniversary. If I remember correctly, Pikachu was his favorite Pokemon. That's why I think there's a lot of Pikachus that obviously you can consider Charizard one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable. Just like that, just Pikachu after Pikachu after Pikachu. I know the value is going to be there for the entire collection. It's definitely going to be a lot of work selling everything. Full arts. Like I said, a lot of the stuff was nice and organized at one point. They're just not anymore. V unions. I don't really know too much about those. Radiance. Alakazam, Steelix, Tesserina, Gardevoir, Sneasel. Just so much cool stuff. Alright, that was everything from this first That's literally the first box. That is the first 3-row box. So I'm going to put this stuff back real quick, and then I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to try to find either the Pikachu or the Charizard binder. All right, we'll go with this binder, and then we'll do the Jumbos first. It was just a whole stack of Jumbos. I don't even know which ones are in here. Zapdos, Charizard, Umbreon, and Darkrai's I know are like 10, 11 a piece. You got Sand Slashes. The 25th, there's a lot of those. A lot of V's. Alakazam, VMAXs. You got Pikachus, the V-Unions. Lucario, Lance's Charizard. You got some shinies, GX. Can't go without some Pikachus. Bunch of Pikachu Vs. I think those are all Pikachu Vs. I think this is the only stack of Jumbos, if I remember correctly. But you got Charizards, Leafeon, Glaceon, Jolteon, Reshiram and Charizard, Pikachu VMAXs, Lugia, Mabosstiff, and then you end with the Pikachu. That's all the Jumbos. I'd say what? There's probably 50 or so of the Jumbos. So that's going to be a nice little chunk of value. All right, let's go over this binder. I don't know. Might be a little tough with my camera setup. I'll try to do the best I can. I might have to, here, might have to just go like this so you guys can see it that way. These binders are pretty heavy. But this is going to be like some first edition stuff. You got a Machamp Holo, first edition. I think this is actually the kind of like the vintage binder, if I remember correctly. You got a Hitmontop Holo there at the bottom. That's just some energies there on the right. But then you got Charmander, Charmeleon. Let's see if I can't get a box to lean that on to help us out. Let's see if this box helps. Just put it a little bit more at an angle so you guys can see it maybe. There. That way I can still showcase the cards. Moltres, I don't think there's any holos. Oh, Ninetales is holo there at the bottom. Looks like they're all organized. You got the grass, you got some jungles. None of those are holos. I think those are all base. Nothing too crazy here. I think there's a lot of stuff that's just like jungle era. Just a bunch of energies. Ooh, this is some new stuff. Pre-release Misty Seadra. Meganium is a reverse foil. Lapras is a fossil holo. So definitely some stuff sneaked in there. I think that's the end of that one. So definitely some cool stuff, but nothing too crazy in that binder. Sorry, I don't have a great way to showcase everything that's in the binders. I want you to be able to see as much as possible. I think this is just like a random hits. I mean, that's a bunch of Vivid Voltage right there. Oh, this might be the Japanese binder. Bunch of shinies, V's, VMAXs. I think these are 2007 Venusaur. You got Blastoise. You got Tag Team Mewtwo and Mew. I mean, a bunch of tag teams. You got the Three Birds. I think that's Garchomp, Lucario, Machamp, Togepi, Togekiss. Is that Wigglypuff? You got the Ultra Prisms. You got GXs. This is everything. I think this is everything that came in that pack specifically. I'd have to go back through and look at some of these to really remember. Some more tag teams. Just a bunch of Japanese stuff. Ooh, some English thrown in. Amazing rares. VMAXs, Vs. I mean, you name it, it's probably in this collection. If there's something that you remember ripping or hitting from a pack, you got the Glass Birds, Tag Team of Slowpoke and Psyduck, Espeon and Deoxys, EVGX Black Star promo there at the bottom. More of the Glass Birds. You got two of them more up there at the top. A full page of Gyarados GX. That's a fun page. Shaman EX, Hoopa, Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, Mega Venusaur. It's a fun page right there. A bunch of gold secret rares, break cards. You got more gold secret rares. Ooh, a bunch of foils and reverse foils. I think that's all XY evolutions or hollows and reverse foils. I don't think there was a Charizard hollow from that set in here, but a bunch of reverse foils. Magneton up there is a hollow. 25th anniversary. It's just so much random stuff, and it's all hits. I mean, it's all stuff that's awesome. It's like one of those collections you dream of purchasing. You don't get these very often. Baby Shinies, Charmander. I think, is that it from... Oh, no. Just a couple more back here. Some randoms. Secret Urshifu VMAX. The 25th anniversary Rocket Zapdos, Gold Star Greninja, Mew EX. It's like all the best ones. Blastoise, Venusaur, Zekrom. And you got the Pokeball. It's everything for that binder. And that is... two of the binders. We still have two more binders, and I didn't even get to the Pikachu or Charizard binder yet. Crazy. This is going to be the Charizard binder, it looks like. I'll probably do this one a little bit more slow so you guys can see all the different pages. But Charizard GX, EXs, that's just Charizard V, Reshiram Charizard GX, XY Evolutions Hollow, Reverse Foil. And I actually think that's a base set Charizard at the top. Forgot there was one of those. I think it's literally a whole page. I mean, Reshiram Charizard GX, you got EXs, GXs, Vs. And a bunch of just the regular Charizards. I want to say that's from... Is that from Vivid Voltage? All those Charizards? EXs, V-Stars, V-Max, Japanese, English, Lance's Charizard, V-Max's, Charizard Spirit Link up there at the top. There's more Charizard Vs, Japanese... Got the Radiant Charizard, Pokemon Go. Nice little page there. Two Charizard Vs, full arts, V-Star, Secret, V-Star, Charizard EX. Is that it, or is there... No, there's definitely more. Alright, so now we got some trainers. A bunch of secret trainers. Got a bunch of full arts. In Japanese, English, Boss's Order, Marnie, Skyla, Cheryl, Professor's Research, Giovanni's, Team Skull. Sorry, I wish I had a better way to showcase the binders. They're just so big. And then I think that's going to be it for Charizard binder. Okay, now we'll go to the Pikachu binder. I lied, there's 2 more binders. I thought there was only 1 more. I think this is the Pikachu one. It is, and there's a lot of stuff too that I'm gonna have to learn. Like, I know those are the stamp boxes, the Cramorant and the Pikachu, but then like some of these other ones I don't know a whole lot about, so I'm definitely gonna have to learn some of this stuff. But this is the entire, I think this is just all Pikachus. The VMAXs, some older stuff, Japanese. I'm gonna have to really learn. Like I said, there's some miniatures, some stickers. Gonna really have to learn about some of this stuff. Some of this newer stuff I can figure out, the VMAXs and the Vs and things of that nature. But there's definitely some rare stuff of the Pikachus that I'm gonna have to figure out and learn a thing or two about. You got the birthday Pikachu there at the bottom. Some trainer galleries. Some Japanese stuff. Pikachu playing soccer up there at the top. But like this whole page, I don't know anything about that. The Pocket Monsters and things of that nature, so I'm gonna have to learn that. But it's all stuff that'll be fun to learn. It won't be bad. It's a very cool XY Pikachu EX. It's an early Pikachu from 2006, I think that one is. But special delivery Pikachu VMAXs from Vivid Voltage. A page of Vs. Some holos, tag teams up the top, Zekrom, 2 of them, Pikachu and GX. And then you got some jungles. You got some base set Pikachus there at the bottom. Some first edition jungle Pikachus. Some cracked ice promos, Detective Pikachus. I mean, you name it, it's going to be in this binder in some capacity for Pikachu. They got more top stuff, some early promos, some base stuff. There's definitely going to be some stuff that's not as valuable, but you got some Pokemon Go, GX Vs, trainer galleries. I think that's Crown Zenith there at the right. No, that's not it. I think there's just a couple blank pages. There we go. 25th, you got the surfing Pikachus. You got the flying Pikachus. You got the Pikachu sitting in the grass. Some more birthday ones. Another first edition jungle there. That's just a page of base, nothing too crazy there. Some V's, another trainer gallery, and then a bunch of Pokemon Go's. So that was it for that binder. This is, I don't know what binder this is, maybe some Japanese. Maybe the 25th. Looks like some 25th Japanese. Some odds and ends. You got some English Japanese. I'm sorry, English 25th. Looks like that's what that is. I don't think there was really... I don't remember being there too much in that binder. Yeah. Alright, that's it there. And then here's some other stuff. I'm not going to go through all of this, but I'll just showcase like some of these. I think these were just bulk holos. I think that's what this is, or like reverse foils. I think this is literally like all bulk holos and reverse foils. This entire container, so probably like 1,000 cards or so. Like I said, I don't think many of these will be anything, but like Maybe that breaks in is worth a buck or two. There's a nice swirl there. I have no idea. I really have to go through and look at these and see if there's anything that maybe had increased in value that wasn't valuable when he first ripped it, like a Porygon Z Holo. I doubt it's going to be worth anything. But that entire box right there is all holos and reverse foils that we considered bulk at the time that he was organizing his collection. I think there was 3 total of these, so I can't remember what this one was. I think this is the same one also. It's all reverse foils and holos. So no technical hits, but some stuff that I don't know, like maybe a Tyranitar from 2020 is worth more than, a bulk. I don't know. If any of these are playable, I'd have to go through and take a peek. So that was 2 containers, and we approximately, I think it was like 1,000 or so of those that we said that there would probably be something in there. And then the final one is, those are all code cards. So another 1,000 or so code cards from boxes, from ripping packs, whatever it is. So that is everything that was raw in the collection. Just a ton of stuff. I tried to showcase the binders the best I could. Hopefully you guys were actually able to see them, and you can enjoy them like I did. But that is everything. Part 2, all of the raw from this $40,000 Pokemon collection. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And this stuff will be with me at shows. Maybe it'll be sent to my Check Out My Card store, and I'll definitely be grading a large portion of these raw. Thanks for watching. Everyone have a great day, and don't forget to smile. Later, guys.